Hey everyone, welcome to Theo and Tito podcasts. I'm Theo.
And I'm Tito.
Today we have a very fun episode. We're gonna be talking about Super Bowl food, getting together with friends and family around the Super Bowl, and of course, my Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
I'm pretty sure you've told me this, but why
Why am I
Eagles?
an Eagles fan? I know that's
Oh,
such a
and Sixers, I guess. And
yeah, yeah,
Sixers, I
yeah.
guess.
I always get this question. So I'm an Eagles fan. I grew up in LA, right? LA
Mm-hmm.
area, so Covina for those that know the area. And for the longest time, especially me, like through elementary school, middle school, we didn't have a football team, right? And I would play with my friends and everything, but in that area, it just kind of was like sporadic. People went for different teams. There was a lot of Raider fans, a lot of Rams fans, but then you always had like people that were for different teams. And around
Mm-hmm.
middle school, I really liked the Donovan McNabb Eagles, and it was against the Patriots, and I really liked like him and T.O. and just that squad. I was like, oh, I'm gonna root for the Eagles in this one against the Patriots. Of course, they lost, but that just I was like, you know what? I think I have a team now. I think I can root for the Eagles moving forward. And then it was actually so in high school, my closest friends, two of them, Caesar and Brian, they're Green Bay Packers fans. And my other buddy John, he's a Cowboys fan, so that was always fun, the rivalry between Cowboys and Eagles. But I had one buddy, his name is Keith, and he's actually an Eagles fan too. And then after I graduated high school, I started meeting more Eagles fans in the area, in the LA area. So it just kind of became like okay, there's more of us here. It's not just me randomly going for the Eagles. But that's how that came about. For basketball, I'm a Sixers fan, and that was more like in high school, and it was more so in college that I really got into the Sixers. But my favorite basketball player of all time is Allen Iverson. So I just loved his ball handle. I loved his attitude. I thought it was, he just like brought a different way of thinking to the game. And obviously, like, you have your Kobe's and all that. Like, no one's gonna top
Mm-hmm.
them. But just as a player, as a point guard, like Allen Iverson was it for me, and I loved watching him. So I just gravitated towards that. My first jersey that I bought was an Allen Iverson jersey. So, and also I guess just to kind of be different, everyone in LA was a Laker fan. I wasn't about to go for the Clippers at the time. So and I was like, you know what? I really like Allen Iverson. Just gonna go all in on the Sixers. And then we had that really long era where we just sucked until we got Joel Embiid, and then he was injured for a while. And but now it's fun. But yeah, right now just Eagles all the way. We won in 2017. That was exciting. And also my padrino from my wedding, so Gabe, he's a big Eagles fan, and that just kind of happened too. I didn't know he was an Eagles fan until after we became friends, and it was really funny because I texted him when we won the last game, right? And we beat the 49ers. It's like, dude, we're in the Super Bowl again. Like this is crazy. He's like, dude, the Super Bowl is on my birthday. So
Oh,
yeah, so he's a big time Eagles fan. Super Bowl's on his birthday. So yeah, it's exciting. We're having a lot of fun with it right now, and there's always a little bit of like anxiety when it
mm-hmm.
comes to like a championship game when your team is in it. It's so different
Mm-hmm.
than other years when it's like, okay, it's the Super Bowl. I enjoy watching football, so I'm gonna watch the
Yep.
Super Bowl. It's still gonna be fun, family, friends, and even now, I don't know a lot of Eagles fans in the area, so we've
Mm-hmm.
invited people and like, hey, like come out to our Super Bowl party, and I'm pretty sure none of the people we invited are Eagles fans. So we just kind of told everyone, just wear your favorite like sports team. Sure,
Yeah.
like we're just gonna get together, appetizers, have hot dogs, do whatever, right? But yeah, so I'm
Who's to say
excited,
they're Chiefs fans too? So I
right?
mean, I think I can definitely relate. I don't follow sports too much, but when it's championship games, Super Bowl, um, it's I'm there for the camaraderie and
Yeah.
the food, right? And I'm not necessarily rooting for one team or the other. I typically like to go for the underdog, but I don't really know who the underdog it is in the situation. Um,
Yeah, I
but
think the Chiefs
you know,
are technically the underdogs. Eagles had
yeah,
a really good, like, not to get too into the like stats and stuff, but they had a really good
right,
year. Chiefs are, you can see they're kind of injured, but nonetheless,
hmm
you can't count out Pat Mahomes, 3 Super Bowls in
yeah,
4 years, and I think it's still
yeah.
they're gonna give it their all. It's gonna be a good game.
Right. So I guess by my logic, I'm like, well, the Chiefs won most recent, so let the Eagles win, kind of a thing.
They're
But
both
don't tell those
recent
record.
wins though. 2017 is not
Hmm
that long ago, so it's yeah,
Yeah,
it's exciting. It's fun. We're super excited. That's why like we're hosting a Super Bowl party like last minute.
absolutely. It makes a lot of sense. Well, you guys hosted Super Bowl parties before. This one just means a little more,
Yeah,
or a lot more,
yeah.
depending who you're asking.
I I,
Um.
I think with that we just because my Lily and I my wife we're so into sports. We just like
hmm
hosting like those in general. Like you're wearing the Padres hat, right? So
Yeah.
when we were in the playoffs, when the Padres were in the playoffs, like we had you guys over a few times, but like
hmm
yeah, like let's go for this team. Like it's so exciting, it's fun.
Yes.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Stephanie. I think she's like the biggest Padre fan I know.
Yeah.
Steph, and she just like her just being in the house like during a win, she just like gets us all excited, and she knows so much about the game. She because I don't know baseball that well, so I'm just listening to
Yeah. Okay.
her. I was like, okay, like this is exciting. So I think that kind of goes back to the camaraderie you say, right? That you kind of just build
Yep.
around teams, around sports, and yeah, it's fun in that aspect. Even if you don't like like I don't watch baseball all season.
hmm
Like I'll watch games here and there if they're on, and or I'll just have it in the background while I'm playing with my kids, or if we have people over, right? But I don't watch baseball like that. But when it comes to playoffs, like I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna watch the World
Yep.
Series. I'm gonna watch the the different league championship series. Like I'm gonna watch them just because it's there's something entertaining about seeing the best people at what they do, right?
hmm
I think regardless of if I'm into the sport or not, just seeing someone compete at that level, like I remember we've all heard of Serena Williams. She was doing like her last tour, right? Retiring soon, and I was like, I
hmm
have to watch it. I have to watch some of the matches because it's Serena Williams. Like I don't watch tennis like that, but you know
Yeah.
what? I'm gonna watch because it's super cool to see someone in that their element be that good. So
hmm
yeah, it's fun. It's fun. We have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we never got to saw the San Diego Chargers. At least when I was watching football, go to the Super Bowl. So,
Oh yeah. Did you
uh,
ever go to any of the games while they were here?
yeah,
Okay.
I went to a couple at
Okay.
Qualcomm, which is now Snapdragon Stadium.
Snapdragon.
Um, yeah, but no, it's been tough not having a football team. I mean, again, I don't watch sports that often, but I think football is the one I would keep up with most.
Okay.
Like basketball, there's like a game like every single day. Same with baseball. Whereas football, it's like once a week and you're good. I have my daily or my weekly dose of sports and I'm good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so no, we're not really affiliated with a team. Just
Mm-hmm.
uh, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yes. But yeah, when it comes to the Super Bowl, I think one of the biggest things people look forward to that's not sports related is both the I guess two of the biggest things are the food and the
Yeah.
commercials.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. Have you seen any of the commercials that like I don't know why they started doing this. They start showing some of the commercials on like YouTube and stuff before they come out on the Super Bowl. Like
Are they coming from like people spoiling them, or are they coming from like the
I
actual owner?
think
Or
it's a little of both. Like there was the new Doritos one showed up on TikTok the other day, and I think that got taken down somehow. But I saw I was like, it's kind of weak. And but
mm,
yeah, but last year the like product like businesses and companies themselves were posting them online like an hour before they were even posted to or shown during the Super Bowl. So that's kind of
yeah,
weak.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I guess to keep up with today's like marketing standards. I mean, you probably know more about this than I do. I guess they're just it's just a way to raise numbers, or I don't know, um,
Yeah,
raise awareness towards their brand. Um, I don't know. That's it. Kind of makes sense. It seems like it's not so much about like the enjoyment of the commercial anymore, but so much like it's a business at the end of the day, right?
yeah,
You need to generate revenue and you need to generate views and money and all that fun stuff. And with social media now, it's just so much easier to kind of blast that out there, right?
that's true. That's true. It's yeah. So we'll see. And it's interesting because I think back in high school and probably when I was early college, so like in the last like 5 years, I haven't really heard that many people talk about looking forward to the commercials as much.
I
I,
mean,
I, I remember like 10 years ago, people were like, "Oh, I'm excited for the
yeah,
commercials. I just want to see
yeah,
commercials in the halftime show. Like that's what I'm here for." And I was like,
yeah.
I just don't recall people saying that in the last few years, right? Because it's just been weird.
I think it's just they've been a letdown the last couple of
Oh,
years.
maybe.
I mean, I was that person. Like for me, like you said, it's the food, the commercials, and the halftime show.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the commercials and the halftime shows have been kind of lacking.
You
Well,
didn't like the
except for
halftime
last.
show
I was gonna say
last year?
I was gonna correct myself. Except last year. Last year was pretty. It was good. It was entertaining. It
That's
was
our era though. Like being
yeah, it
like
is.
90s kids, early 2000s teens, like that music, like all of it,
Yep.
Snoop Dogg, Dre,
Seeing
Eminem, 50 Cent, all that, seeing all that
yeah,
was just nostalgic for us.
yeah. Seeing 50 Cent hang upside down and like, oh man, he looks like he's struggling.
He was struggling, but he can still do it. He put himself up
Yeah,
there.
it's just funny because there was a video um of him. It was like a it wasn't like the actual Super Bowl angle, but it was someone filming.
Mm,
And they were showing 50 Cent getting onto the bar. It
yeah,
was just funny to like to just watch him kind of maneuver himself to have to get on. Meanwhile, all, like everything is
yeah.
happening around him.
That's still impressive
But
to do it
it
himself though.
is,
It's crazy.
it is,
Like I
yeah,
can I can barely do a pull up on a bar, and this is just pulling up his legs and still hanging himself. Like he's nuts. And then rapping.
yep, yep.
To have the stamina to do that's insane. But
Do you
yeah,
have any other?
what were the other Super Bowl halftime shows before that?
I was just gonna ask you. Is there anyone that you can recall that comes to mind? I have a few, but I want to see if
The
you.
the I remember the Maroon 5 one sucked. The the Shakira and J-Lo one. So that
Yeah.
one I liked it. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool to see kind of my culture represented
Hmm.
on screen. Like it was I think it was really good for the culture and I really enjoyed it. I think the when they brought out the poll, that was too much, unnecessary, and they didn't have to do all that. Like, and at the time, I remember I got into quite a few Twitter arguments, like, no, like this is good for our culture, like, screw it. And then,
Yeah.
but like thinking back on it, I was like, yeah, like you can represent our culture, and yes, like there, especially with dancing, um, in the Spanish culture, there is gonna be some like sensual movements and things like that with that just part of the culture, but you don't have to go all out like that with a pole,
Mhm.
right? So that was my only like thing that I now looking back, they shouldn't have done that. But other than that, like I mean, they brought out J Balvin, they brought out Bad Bunny before he was as big as he is now. Like
Mhm.
it just seeing all that representation on the Super Bowl halftime show for me, that was a big deal. It was
Yeah.
awesome, and I'm a big fan of both Shakira and J Lo. So yeah,
Yeah, it was
that
entertaining.
that one, yeah, and it was entertaining. I think on top of
Yeah.
that, it was entertaining. And then before that, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Just
before there were the last few ones before the Shakira and J-Lo one, there was The Weekend, which was whack. I feel like if you I don't know if you remember it, he was like shaking the camera. I felt like I
yeah,
wasn't like
the
getting nauseous watching
I
it.
like the weekend. The problem with
Yeah.
the show is like I I've seen him live and I think he's really cool live. But
Hmm.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his music and I know
Yeah.
all that's the like what he's going for, what the theme was for that record and I so seeing it as a fan, I thought it was really cool. But I think
Mm,
as an overall performance, because it kind of has to transcend like different generations also,
right.
right? Like this last one, yes, it was very genre focused on hip hop, but I think it still transcends multiple generations,
Yeah.
and him bringing out different artists like Kendrick and stuff like that. Like I think that was really good. And then thinking even further back to like the Bruno Mars one with or Beyonce and Bruno Mars, like
Yes.
that was transcendent. That was like
Yeah.
I remember just like my mom was like dancing in the background and she's like, I don't even know who this is, but
Aw.
it's so fun, right? Like that transcends cultures, like that type of
Yes.
music, upbeat, like everyone can get into that and it was super fun
Yeah. And Bruno Mars, he's just an amazing performer.
in general. Yeah.
He yeah, so he had his own show or his own halftime show um before he collaborated with Beyonce and
Hmm.
Coldplay. But that solo performance was one of my favorite halftime shows.
Oh yeah, it
Again,
was
he's just a
Coldplay. That was it. It was originally the
Mhm.
Coldplay show, huh?
Yeah.
The halftime.
Yep.
I see. I didn't even they stole the show.
That's all right. I did my research, so
Okay.
um but one of my other favorites that I didn't see live or like on TV when it was out was Michael Jackson's in 1993.
Ooh. Yeah.
There's so many I've seen so many so many videos that just kind of break down both like what's going on in the backstage, what's going on with the audience, and it was just an amazing performance. Just again, another great performer.
Oh yeah.
But if you haven't gotten a chance to see it, look it up.
Yeah. That's to
It's a
be
great watch.
that's to be the number one Super Bowl halftime performance of all time. I
A
really
lot
think
of the
so.
number one spots I saw was Prince.
You know what? Prince, we were in high school. What year was that? The Giants were playing the Patriots. I think that was a really big game, and I didn't really know Prince that much at the time,
He
right?
performed in 2007.
2007, yeah. So I was in
Yeah.
high school, and
Yeah.
I remember watching that game and watching the halftime show and just being amazed at his guitar skills. And I knew
Yeah.
he was a good guitarist. I wasn't familiar with his music. I just wasn't at the time.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, like at the time, we didn't really have like Spotify and everything like we have now.
Hmm.
Me coming
We
from
had LimeWire.
yeah, LimeWire. Me coming from a Hispanic household, like I had that type of music at home, right? I had the salsas,
Yeah.
I had the boleros, and like some rock music because my dad was into that, but not like the Prince era rock music. So
Right.
so this was actually like my first time seeing Prince live, and I wasn't expecting much, but being a fan of music, I was like, you know what, I'll watch it, and I was just like, this is amazing. Like I because of that performance, I started listening to more Prince
Mm.
music because I'm like, this guy is a genius at what he does. Like it was amazing, honestly. Like it was crazy. But yeah,
Yeah.
that so a lot of people have that on their top.
Yeah. When I was looking up, a lot of
Yeah.
articles had Prince as the number one show,
Okay.
and then another common one was the Justin Timberlake Janet Jackson Super Bowl show.
That was just notorious. Like people have it as number
Like
one
not number one, but it was. I mean,
up there.
if you do recall what happened on that show, probably see why it's
Yes.
on a lot of people's list.
Oh
I remember not knowing it happened until like after the show and seeing like the news about it. I didn't know like
yeah.
live it had happened. But also, I mean, I think I was in high school or we were in high school, maybe middle school. I don't know. I forget. I don't
Oh, we were
remember what year that one
young.
came out. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I wasn't looking or not looking, but I was enjoying the show, right?
Sure you were.
But
No, and I
uh,
think the worst. So this one just comes to mind as the worst Super Bowl halftime show I've ever seen was the Who, and
the Who? What
yeah,
year is?
I
I gotta look
just
it up.
like I guess there's other Super Bowl halftime shows that are forgettable that I just can't recall, but I just remember how much I hated this one. And I'm a fan of like Pinball Wizard and just like the classic rock music, but I just remember seeing this. I'm like, why do we have the Who at the halftime show? And I think like shortly after that, Jay-Z and his company like took over the halftime show stuff, and I was like
2010.
2010, yeah. See, you didn't even
Yeah.
remember, isn't it's? But yeah, 2010, man, it was upsetting, man.
Well,
Uh, w-
hopefully Rihanna has a good show this year.
I think she will. We haven't heard from her in a while. She's
Yeah.
been featured on songs here and there, and I mean, it's Rihanna. They typically do well. Uh, I think she's coming off having a baby too. Like
Mm.
she's had
Hmm.
kids and she's been focusing on that. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what she does. Like Rihanna,
Yeah, and she's gonna play like some of her older music. I mean, that's what she has, right? But
yeah,
her older music is, I think, part of our generation, like
yeah.
growing up.
So
So
I think it, the older Super Bowl halftime shows were for the generations before us. I think we finally hit the sweet spot where like these halftime shows are ours. Like the
yeah.
30-year-old crowd, like the millennials, like
Mm-hmm.
these halftime shows
Yep.
are for us now. And
Yes.
I'm here for it. Like we got Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, we've been getting Beyonce, now we got Rihanna. Like this is we had Coldplay. That's a band from our era too. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is our time now. Like the next generation they'll get theirs, but I think the next few years we'll probably uh have fun with these, and it'll be really cool to watch.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Rihanna. I really am. She's a classy artist. She's stayed out of the the like tabloids and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and and yeah, man, and she's just great music. So I've never seen her
Yep.
perform live, so I'm excited for it.
He has a Latin background slash ethnicity. No.
She's from Caribbean, right? Yeah,
Okay.
Caribbean.
So it's gonna
Close.
be good.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be good.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Food.
yeah. Other than that, just man, the food, Super Bowl food.
All right. Fun
Or
facts. I had to look up some fun facts.
fun facts about food.
Fun facts about Super Bowl food. Can you guess how many chicken wings are eaten
Oh
during Super Bowl?
God. How many
Just throw a
chicken?
number. Give me a number.
Okay,
Give me a number.
how many people watch the Super Bowl? Like 6 million. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go. This might be too big. I'm gonna go with 500 million chicken wings.
Half a billion. What's half a billion?
Five
500
five
million?
hundred million chicken wings.
Okay. You were closer with a billion. It's actually 1.25 billion.
Oh my gosh, there's so many chicken wings. Poor chickens.
Point 0.25 billion of those are me. So
I don't. Man, chicken wings. That's so much.
let's see. 60% of takeout orders are pizza. 1 out of 7 Americans order takeout.
Oh,
Millions of chips are purchased.
1 out of 7 Americans order takeout.
Yep.
Dang, do people that work at restaurants even get to watch the Super Bowl?
I
That's
mean,
so
I
much.
just think of places like Wings and things, right? They're so impacted. They're probably showing the game too. It's probably one of their biggest
Oh,
money making days, right?
yeah. Yeah. What else?
Let's see. Super Bowl second largest. It's the second largest food holiday.
Behind
So you have
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving and Super Bowl.
I'm telling you,
That
man,
is
like it was
crazy.
like my text that I sent to you and everyone else inviting you guys to the Super Bowl. First thing is like, hey guys, inviting you to my house to the Super Bowl. Second thing is bring food to share. Like
Yep.
it's the second thing you think about. It's like food
I mean, any party, right? It's
and
especially like
drinks,
our parties.
food and drinks.
Over half of Americans who eat chicken wings prefer to dip. Oh, that's in ranch. That's. I want to know how much ranch though.
How much of it? In gallons.
Yeah, right. Over 40,000 sausages and hot dogs are consumed. Nearly 14 billion burgers are grilled. 14 billion burgers.
14
That
billion? That's more than chicken wings.
the weekend of the Super Bowl is the
The whole
second biggest
weekend.
grilling season after 4th of July. I don't know. That's kind of a stretch. You're counting Saturday and Friday for your
I
burger
know, right?
count. Nothing on beer. I'm
Yeah.
not saying anything on beer,
I'm sure that's
but yeah,
just that's up there too. But I
those are some
think
crazy numbers.
uh I had a colleague who we were consulting for at the time. He actually worked for like a sewage company, and they say their like whole infrastructure and everything for the whole year, like to know if you're gonna be good on Super Bowl Sunday is like the biggest thing because they have the like the super flush. That's what they were calling it. At halftime, right after the
Oh,
first half ends, everyone goes
yes.
to the bathroom. So
Hmm.
all these like major sewage companies need to be prepared for that much water just being moved throughout the entire city. And I was like, it's those things that you never think about, right? Like
Yep.
unless you're
Yep.
in the industry, like who thinks about that? Like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna have to go to the bathroom right when it ends because everyone's trying to go before the halftime show starts. Like, it's insane how many people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how many flushes happen at a time. All of them, they all happen.
Let's see.
You
So,
go look it up.
how many flushes happen during Super Bowl?
Halftime.
Oops, I'm looking at pictures. Ugh. Average. Oh, this is not fun. I guess it's not as a common stat to look up. This is not
Nope, you're not gonna get it.
coming up.
But
There,
yeah.
well, five. The average person flushes 5 times a day, so
Oh, now you know. But yeah, man,
probably
it's
billions.
insane because it's all just happening at once.
Yeah.
But sorry, I got away from your food fun
I'm a,
facts for.
coming back to food after talking about flushing.
Yeah,
Um, we have another draft pick.
drafts.
Uh, yes. Since I won the last one, you can go. You can
Okay,
go first.
I'll go first. But because we know what's gonna be number one,
I'll do it.
none of us can pick wings.
None of us. Okay, fine.
Neither of us can pick wings because
I'm
that
fine
this
with
is gonna
that.
be number one. Is it was it not
Okay,
number
yeah,
one on your list?
it was number one on my list.
Okay, it's the obvious one. Everyone has wings,
Oh yeah.
right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
I'm cool with that. I'm
all right.
cool.
So
So
my number
we're doing
one
top three. We're doing top three, right?
top three
Okay.
top three Super Bowl foods or appetizers.
Yes.
Yes, okay, Super Bowl foods. All right, my number one Super Bowl food is hot dogs.
Okay. Okay.
It's hot dogs. It's so simple, and even if you're like broke, I remember my college days. Like that's what we had. We had hot dogs during the Super Bowl because we didn't have money. So it just and the hot dog you can do so much with it, right?
Yep. Build your own adventure, kind of a thing. Yep.
Yeah, like you can do chili. You can do. I'm Latino, so you gotta do the bacon wrapped hot dogs, and you got little
Hmm.
jalapenos. You can do Chicago style. There's so many different buns now. Like Hawaiian Bread makes their own hot dog buns now, and it's not even fair. Like those are so good, right? Just
That
Hawaiian Bread on
that is
anything
fair.
is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, my number one hot dogs.
Okay. Okay. My number one would have been wings, but since we're not doing wings, my next one is chips and dip.
Chips and dip. You're not even gonna say what kind of
All
dip.
all the dips.
All the
All the
dips.
dips.
You can't take all the
Chips and
dips.
dips. Nope, I'm taking all the dips. I'm taking the guac, I'm taking the queso, I'm taking everything.
The
The chips
salsa.
and dips.
Dang.
The salsa. Yep.
Chips and dips. My
That
salsa
one you can
sauce.
just eat forever, like just aimlessly, just going back and forth, and you don't even know it.
But it's so different. Like you got the like 5 layer dip.
I'm taking all the dips.
Just
Just
dips.
like you took all the hot dogs. I'm
I
taking
did
all the
take all the hot
dips.
dogs. Okay, okay. My number two then. I actually did not make a list. I did not think this through.
Ah,
Uh,
sucker.
what do I eat? I feel like I just eat hot dogs and chips. All right, I'm going with one of the ones in the fun facts. I'm going with hamburgers.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers, cheeseburgers, sliders. I'm taking it all.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, because a lot of
Man, I thought
people
this.
do like sliders too. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't know if oh you watch Sam the Cooking Guy sometimes, right? On YouTube.
Yes.
Uh
Yeah. Yeah.
so he has a really cool series that's like the Munchies series, and
Yes. Yeah.
he made some sliders that we're thinking of making them for the Super Bowl.
Mm.
They're cheesesteak sliders. So he uses like a sausage, cooks that out, onions, peppers, cheese, and then he gets a big, of course, Hawaiian bread, like the big box, and he just slices the whole entire thing and puts all the layers in and throws it in the oven. So yeah, man, like sliders in general, just I don't know, man, just ground beef with buns. That's all you need.
Sliders are dangerous.
Just a
You
solid. The sliders are
you can
dangerous.
just you can keep eating those, and you probably you without even thinking about it, you've eaten the equivalent of like 10 burgers.
Yeah. Right?
They're so easy, especially if they're on those Hawaiian rolls.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
man, they're
They
easy to go
they go
down.
down easy. All right, yeah, so that's
My
mine.
nu- my number two is a charcuterie board,
A whole
a
the
whole
whole
ass charcuterie
charcuterie board.
board. I'm taking all the charcuterie,
All the cheeses, all the
uh,
meats.
yep, all the
Yeah.
Italian meats, all the
Yeah.
crackers, all the
Does
cheeses,
those like value ones count where it's just like crackers
adult
and cheese?
Lunchables.
Yeah.
Yep, that counts.
That's
Another one
good.
you could just keep snacking and keep going at.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, this is okay. This pick, I don't think not a lot of people are into it, but this is my sleeper pick
Okay.
is the deviled eggs.
Ooh,
Deviled
that's a good
eggs.
one.
Deviled eggs are good, and there's so many ways to make them too.
Yep.
And but I know a lot of people don't like eggs. So people don't like the mayo,
Oh,
but
we
like
don't like them.
I don't know. I've had friends that didn't like the mayo, and so we've actually made it with hummus, and it comes out really good too. We've made it
Oh,
with hummus, the deviled eggs, and we have a
you
um
mix the yolk with the hummus?
yeah, instead of mayo. So you mix it with the hummus, you add in like the paprika and all the spices and the seasonings in there, and yeah, it comes out really good. Obviously, it's not as rich as,
Yeah,
but the yolk already is pretty rich. So
yeah.
yeah, it comes out really good. And yeah, and then one of the guys from church, one of the older guys, he always makes this really good deviled egg with habaneros in it. Oh, it's so good. It's spicy, but man, it's delicious. So
Habaneros.
love it. Yeah. Yeah. So but man, deviled eggs, I'm just a big fan. So yeah, that rounds out my list. I got hot dogs, hamburgers, and deviled eggs. That's gonna be my plate during the
Deviled
Super
eggs.
Bowl, right?
My last pick are pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls, like
Yes.
Tostitos.
Tostinos pizza
Yeah,
rolls.
I like those.
Easy.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
they're
You can just
easy.
keep eating them.
Yep, small bites, small
Yeah.
bites. I think that's how like the Super Bowl gets you right. It's all these small bites. Um, but yeah, with the pizza rolls, I mean, yeah, they're good as is. Just put them on a sheet tray, put them in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was also Sam, the cooking guy, who showed me, or it was some YouTube or TikTok video. If you gotta out of the oven, put them like a garlic butter, like doctor them up just a little bit, and it takes it on such a whole new level.
Oh man,
It's so good.
I
And
I
then you gotta have your ranch. You gotta have your ranch,
I didn't think of pizza rolls, but the way you describe it, man, you're
dude.
awesome.
It's so good.
My mouth's
Um,
all watery now.
well,
I like the
I
pizza
thought I was
rolls.
in pizza rolls are good. I have honorable mentions. Just 'cause I thought we were gonna clash more. Uh, potato skins.
Potato
Gotta give
skins,
potatoes.
always good. Cheese,
Yeah,
fries.
TGI. Or we recently discovered Filippi's, an Italian restaurant, serves some
What do
pretty
you mean
good
you
potato
recently
skins.
discovered Philippi's?
Filippi's potato skins.
Oh, but you've had the pizza there, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Number one pizza joint in San Diego. Legit, like on
Oh.
Yelp.
Okay. Okay. We'll have to come back to that on a different
No,
show.
I think it won number one pizza on like TripAdvisor for the US.
No.
Yeah, I think it was like 20. So I'll look it up. Yes,
I,
we'll talk about pizza later.
yes.
But okay, but yeah, the potato skins there. I have not tried them. I'll get them.
Delicious. Jalapeno poppers.
I
Yay.
was thinking
Yay.
jalapeno poppers.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Pigs in a blanket matches your hot dogs.
yeah.
But I like mine with little smokies,
That
little sausages.
yeah, yeah. Lily makes those smokies like that and with barbecue sauce and it's so good.
Mm-hmm. The
Uh,
last one I had were mozzarella
yeah,
sticks.
I was gonna say mozzarella sticks.
Yep.
Those are good.
This
So
is this whole menu is like what Angel and I made like during the pandemic.
for
When
yourselves.
yeah, for ourselves. Like it's like we were hosting our own party, but we just made all this food for just us two.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great to do too. I think we did
No,
something similar. We were just like, well, let's see what we can get from the frozen food aisle and just cook it all up,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I think it was during the time when when our air fryer was still kind of new to us
So
rather.
air fry everything.
So it was easy, yeah, and
Yeah,
it's delicious.
yeah. And now, like I know you didn't have Isaiah at the time, but us with Toby, like all these foods, so easy for him to eat, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I know people are gonna talk about, oh, it's not healthy, this and that, but he eats healthy the rest of the time. Like we're pretty good about it,
Yeah.
and I think it's okay to just enjoy that with him too. Like, hey, like if he sees us excited about food too, he's like, hey, like try this, like it's really good. Like he'll try
Mm.
it, and maybe he'll say he doesn't like it, but at the same time, like he gets to try a bunch of different foods and yeah, like some honorable mentions for me coming from a Latino household, tacos. I think it's
Oh,
underrated as a Super Bowl food. And I've definitely had like I've gone to Super Bowls at like friends' houses where they just had like a bunch of different meats and just a stack of tortillas, right? And it's just like everyone has tacos, and they'll still bring the other appetizers stuff, the standards, the chicken wings and stuff that you would see at Super Bowl parties. But like the main thing was these tacos. And I was like, you know what? That's an excellent idea.
yeah.
Like it's the same concept, right? Where kind of like a hot dog, the
Yep.
concept of just something small, eat it in a couple bites, and then go talk to a friend, drink a beer, come back, eat another one. Like yeah, it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing. So yeah, I think that was on in my honorable mentions. And then I didn't even get into desserts because everyone just kind of brings all kinds of desserts. But
Dang.
I think the cookies. There's always that one person that last minute doesn't know what to bring, and they're like, "I'll
The
bring
Costco
dessert."
cookies.
Yeah, the Costco cookies are like the big like pies
The
or
three the yeah.
cheesecakes. Oh yeah, the
Yep.
one that has like the three different
Three
flavors.
flavors.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
you
Yeah.
always
I
have
ain't
that
mad about
person.
it though.
No, or no, the cookies at the end of the Super Bowl day. It's great. But yeah,
Man,
man,
I've
I
seen
love
some
that.
crazy like some like crazy like food contraptions and like food decorations, how it's built out, and I'm like, man, that's I've never done them myself. They look fun to build, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get destroyed. So why put in the effort? just
Yeah,
just present the food and eat it. A
yeah,
recent food that I was introduced to, not introduced to, but I heard about and I want to try is a cheese wheel or like a cheese log,
a cheese wheel.
or yeah, a cheese
I'm
wheel.
just imagining like the big like Parmesan wheels and just like biting into it.
Ew, gross. No, it's a cheese like coated in like crushed nuts. And it's like something you would put on your charcuterie board. Or you can like I've seen a lot of people shape it with as a football and then like coat it with nuts and make it look like a football and you just
Mm.
take a cracker with it.
So there's this dish that we've made before, but I learned it from my madrina back in Mexico, and so they
Mm.
get the the like big blocks of like the stinky like Mexican cheese, right? Like that, like
Stinky Mexican.
yeah, it's sticky, but it's super good, and they fry it, so they fry the whole block of cheese, and they fry it on all sides to make it like to create like a little
Ooh,
crust, and
yeah.
then they let it cook through a little bit to just soften it up, and then they put she mixes chipotles with jam with like a jelly, and she mixes it and she just pours it all over the top of it, and it's hot, so she cooks that through the chipotles with the jam, and she just gets the whole pan, pours it on top of this block of cheese, and you just eat that with craquettes, which are basically crackers, but
Mm.
you just like cut into it, and it was like just that cheese with the spiciness and the sweetness. Oh man, it's so good, so good.
We need to stop talking about food on the podcast.
It's too late. It's
It's
too
not.
late to talk
Yeah,
about food
it's
right
too late.
now.
Yep.
But yeah, man, like I've wanted to make that, but I don't know. That seems like a bit much for a Super Bowl. But I'll make it for us one day. See if we will like it
And we don't only have to make it during Super Bowl. We can make it
all the time,
whatever.
every week.
Oh man.
We'll have to hit the gym extra hard.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I know we talked about commercials a little bit. But some things that I saw that were gonna come out during the Super Bowl are like extended movie trailers, right? For there's a lot of the Marvel movies they're showing new trailers, DC showing stuff, Super Mario,
hmm
Disney. I think Fast X is they're releasing their first trailer. Fast and
Fast.
Furious, good
Did you
old
say
Fast and Furious.
Fast 10?
Fast X. They renewed for like
They're
what, three more, right? So they're
they're gonna make
10,
it to
11,
outer
12
space at some point, right? That's
with
the
their cars. Yeah,
yeah.
they're gonna do the clip thing and they're gonna just go to space. Super ship
Yeah.
or super rocket ships,
I do look forward to those actually. So I mentioned I don't really look forward to the commercials quite as much, but trailers, obviously being a big Marvel fan, superhero fan, DC fan. And now with the recent announcements on DC, I'm wondering if they already have some trailers like
right?
ready. Like they announced that they're gonna continue with Shazam and Aquaman and Flash is around the corner. We haven't really gotten any commercials for that, so I think it'd be cool to see something from DC. Marvel, we're always excited for, obviously.
Yep.
I don't know if there would be any new trailers. I know the Mandalorian, the new season's around the corner, so we might get a trailer for the Mandalorian season 3. So I'm excited for that too. But
Hmm.
yeah, any trailers? I I love movies, love TV shows, so I'll be
Yeah.
excited for most trailers.
Yeah, Transformers, Rise of the Beast, Little Mermaid,
Oh,
just
more
to
Little
name.
Mermaid. I'm excited for that one
Yeah,
actually. I think
yeah,
it's gonna be cool.
yeah. Other than that, I haven't really seen outside the trailers. I haven't seen any of the new commercials like you were talking about earlier with the Doritos and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we'll see if they're any good this year. I always play the Mountain Dew ones or whatever the ones that are trying to get you to sign up for something or do something to win a cash prize. You know, you never know, right? It's
Yeah.
like,
And then
why not? It's not gonna hurt no one.
you always have those like one-offs that is like a small company or a small business that they
You
never
have no
do any
idea.
commercials except like during the Super Bowl for like 2 seconds and that's it. You always
Oh
have
my
those
gosh.
thrown in there at some point. So I think that looking for those is always funny too. Or
Yeah.
so fun drinking game to play during the Super Bowl. Maybe we can play it. Is when the commercial starts in the first 2-3 seconds, you have to say what you think the commercial's for, and if you're wrong, you have to drink.
Oh my god. Like, how specific do you have to be though?
You don't have to say the brand. You have to be like snacks or
Food.
beer
Oh,
or
okay.
car commercial, right?
Okay. Okay.
But you have the first 3 seconds to decide, and if you get it wrong, you have to drink. So fun game to
That's
play during
funny.
the commercials.
I was looking up some of the past commercials too, and I think trying to play that game now, just thinking about some of the commercials, there were some with puppies and Betty White was one, and they like all led to commercials that you would have never guessed that they were gonna be. Like the puppy one was, I think, Doritos maybe also, and Betty White was a Snickers one.
Oh yeah,
So I guess food and Betty White, kind of. Oh no, I'm thinking of Betty Crocker. Never mind. Anyways, but that does sound like a fun game.
yeah. We'll see. So yeah, for all our listeners, that's a fun one to do during the Super Bowl. But yeah,
Well, we covered the little game, some food, halftime shows, commercials.
I think that's it, man.
Uh, that's it. What do you think the score is going to be?
The score?
The score
We probably have to create a card too, huh?
squares. Yeah,
Uh,
squares.
I don't know. I don't think.
Or what do you think the spread's going to be, if anything?
I think it's
I mean,
gonna be
there has to be.
close. I think
Yeah.
I think Eagles win by 10 points. That's what I think.
Hmm.
I think they'll be winning by a touchdown, then score a field goal near the end just to close it out. But I think it's gonna be a close game. Also, I don't.
Yeah.
I try to not get my hopes up. So, some of my other buddies that are Eagles fans, they're like, "Oh, easy, we're gonna win, we're gonna blow them out." I was like, don't say that. Like, you're gonna jinx it. Like at every point during the playoffs, I'm like, "No, we gotta come in and try our hardest, and we need to figure this out." And so I don't like making those predictions, but obviously I need to predict in favor of my team. Uh,
Yep.
so yeah, I'm gonna say Eagles win by 10. So I don't know. I'm gonna say 14-24. That's fine. That's my score.
14-24.
Yeah. Go Birds.
Oh, I will say I saw a tweet. Can't confirm if it's legit or not. It's probably fake, but it's someone who predicted the wins like of
Oh
like the
yeah, the
last
last few
10 Super
years.
Bowls. And did you see who's this year's
Yeah,
was?
he had Eagles on there. So I don't know if you've seen the other one of they're like follow the same script as 2017. So
Mm-hmm.
the Warriors won in 2017, and the Warriors won this past year, the last NBA season. Then Astros won 2017. They cheated, but they won, and then they won this past
Oh,
MLB season. So like Eagles won in 2017. So if you follow the same script, they should win right now. We'll see, but
it'll be interesting.
yeah,
Well,
there's all
if it
these things around it. Like you're always gonna have predictions and superstitions and all that,
yeah,
right?
well,
So
hopefully it doesn't end up being like the Jaguars QB who never lost a game on a Saturday.
and then finally lost.
Uh, yeah, yep.
Uh, we'll
Well,
see.
may
But
the
yeah,
best team win.
yep. Fly Eagles fly. Did you see? Obviously, being an Eagles fan, people share stuff with me, but my buddy Chris sent me a video of in Philadelphia, uh, the Sunday of the game. There was a mass that was being held, and at the end of mass, the song they sang on their way out was "Fly Eagles Fly," and
No, they.
and apparently like the majority of churches in Philadelphia at like the consecration sing on Eagles wings.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
Why not just sing on Eagles'
yeah, Eagles
wings?
wings. I was like, this is so ridiculous, but they would, right? Philadelphia is a
That's
really
funny.
big Catholic city, so you'll get a lot of that. But yeah, I just thought that was hilarious. But yeah, obviously, we're going for the Eagles here. Hope they win. Fly Eagles fly.
For you, fly Chiefs, fly for you Chiefs fans. I
Fly Chiefs
guess.
fly. I don't know what their slogans are. But yeah,
Well, I think that wraps it up for this week's episode.
yeah.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you all next time. God bless.
God bless. See ya.